because pain.
Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You are tuned into Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station KCAA, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Audible, JioSaavn, Podchaser, Audible, Rumble, Tiki Live, iTunes, TuneIn, and more. Little hiccup there. It's Monday. I'm your host, Dr. Marissa. Hashtag positively opinionated, because I want you to claim your birthright to happiness 88% of the time. So there's topics and guests to that end. And what we try to do is balance out all the bad news with some good news, and also start your day in the most positive way with breakfast of my gratitude sandwich. And after we do that, we're going to come back. Today's show, I'm going to highlight, some of you know I have I have 5 jobs. So one of the jobs is as a freelance broadcast reporter, and I get to go and cover great events. And I also get invited by my fellow media friends like Mikey Adam Cohen, who got me over to Newport Beach Hyatt last night to cover a fundraiser called High Hopes, their annual Eric Marienthal and Friends fundraiser. And it was fabulous. So I'm going to bring you that story about how that foundation is helping brain injury, as well as another great event I got to go to that focused on AAPI mental health. And it was heart-wrenching to hear about the 3 young men who had taken their own lives. But the silver lining is it's activating the AAPI community through the Little Tokyo Service Center to bring awareness to the not great part of the Asian culture, which is, we just don't talk about what's wrong. We don't air dirty laundry. We don't talk about things like depression or certainly not suicide. So I wanted to spend some time today highlighting that organization and finding out what they do and how we can support them. So that's today's show, as well as if you have any questions, please do come into the chat, the virtual studio, both streaming on my Facebook and most importantly, my YouTube channel, which houses all 739 of my shows. This is my 533rd consecutive week on the air. And I can't lie, I'm feeling a little bit of that. That's a long time, but it's all good. And I so appreciate your continual support. And thank you for the eyeballs. I see you coming in. Please do visit with me in the chat. I'll put your comments and questions up on the screen, and we can have a great Monday is the new Friday. And I know that I'm asking you to drink my rose-colored Kool-Aid because, hey, life is too short to eliminate Mondays and can't wait for Fridays, and just live for your weekends, because that's only 2 out of 7 days. So we want to definitely take advantage of Monday and save it. So bright and early now, Monday morning, we're going to start with taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. So 8 specific things that you are grateful for. If you're in the car right now, turn to the person to your left, or not left or right. If you're driving, to your right or behind you, and just go through. We used to do this, my daughters and I, starting when they were 4 and 6, going through a divorce. It was not pretty. And I decided to start this little exercise in the car with them and ask them what were 3 things that they were grateful for, and have continued on. And I credit that exercise with how amazing both of them are. And so I wanted to bring that to the show. So here are specific things that I'm grateful for this morning. I am grateful that part of my job is to go cover events and get to listen to amazing musicians. Those of you who've been on my Facebook reel, getting a lot of love for the drummer. I'm going to put, the bass guitarist who is amazing, that I'm going to play in the little montage a little bit later in the show. I'm grateful that I got to re-meet and reconnect with Braun, who's a friend of my twin sister, Keiko Matsui, who's right now in Paraguay doing the music. And I'm grateful that I have ticket giveaways on this show. And as a result, I get to go and see amazing musicians like, I saw Three Dog Night, which was so impressive. I'm grateful that I get to highlight on this platform people who are doing great things on the planet. I'm grateful that I got to go down to the gym and work off some of my ancient Chinese secret banana bread that I had yesterday. I made. I'm grateful that my bonus sister and her daughter and beautiful granddaughter, my great niece, were over to play yesterday here at my building before I went to work. And then I'm finally grateful for being at KCAA for so many years and 533 consecutive weeks on the air. And then that's the breakfast of the champions in the morning, 8 specific grateful things. And then I'd love for you to play along with 8 things that you appreciate about yourself. And the reason why I do these exercises is because I want to train. You're in training. You're in training for a 88% happy life. A lot of us are being distracted by the media for negative things. Social media is very good at putting in front of you things that are wrong, things that are stupid, things that are meaningless, things that catch your attention, and you can waste an entire hour scrolling. I do it. And instead, I want you to focus on how you can improve your ability to see yourself in the most positive way. So you're not walking around with antenna going, who loves me? Who likes me? Literally, how many likes? How many good comments? Getting into arguments with people who disagree with you. It is a waste of this thing called time, which is my most precious resource. You don't get to do it again. So I want you to accept and revel in how wonderful you are. So 8 specific things that you like about yourself. What are they? Put them in the chat right now or say them to your person who's around you. And that way you can reinforce your ability to soothe and approve of yourself and improve your mental health every single day. So I appreciate that I am positive, and frankly, it just feels better. 2, I am appreciative of my love of really good jazz music. I appreciate that I have no fear to approach people and to get to know them, whether it's in the bathroom or on stage. I appreciate that I have moved beyond my cultural conditioning as an Asian woman to be quiet and not speak up. I appreciate that I allow the power that creates the universe to inspire me, that I move in inspired thought more than forced thought. I appreciate that I know that no pain is no gain is BS, a belief system that keeps us in pain. I appreciate that I have many teachers in life, including the Law of Attraction and Abraham Hicks, which we're going to actually do a little teaching on today, because I found this great 15-minute YouTube description, because I've had a lot of people ask me, what do you mean by Law of Attraction? You're talking about The Secret. What is it specifically? And the question is, why do bad things happen to good people? And we're going to answer that today. And finally, I appreciate that I am 88% fabulous. 12% of the time I step into it, but I try not to beat myself up when I do things that I'm not proud of, because we're all imperfectly perfect. We're all learning. And as Abraham says, we're never going to get it done, and we're never going to get it wrong. So if you don't feel good about where you are, you might want to stay tuned with me today as we look at that. And that's it for Breakfast with Dr. Marissa with her gratitude sandwich. We're going to be right back. We're going to talk about, we're going to look at brain injury, solutions to that, and solutions to AAPI mental health. That's when we come back here on Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show. Don't go away. Also, we're going to have Asian Oprah giveaways of my audiobook, 8 Ways to Happiness, from wherever you are. My number one bestseller, not because it's, the answer to happiness from a psychologist standpoint, but because there's exercises in here that are going to help you claim your birthright to happiness when we come back on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind.
If conforming to the world was exploring the world? What if the question, what do you want to be when you grow up, little girl, turns into how many streets of life you want to explore? What if the purpose of life is not to die with the most toys to leave our squabbling relatives? What if the purpose of life was to do things that we enjoy most of the time? Have relationships that we enjoy most of the time, and use our unique talents, gifts, and abilities to fully express in the dash between birth and death? What if, as a direct result of this horrible pandemic, we could rise out of the ashes with a new PPP, post-pandemic possibilities? The sooner you turn "it's impossible" to "I'm possible," the what ifs become possible too. Because you are loving, lovable, and loved, wrapped in a warm blanket of worthiness. But it may start with getting out of bed and making it. What if starts with
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And we're back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News Radio, KCAA, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, and my YouTube channel, where you get to watch that short film. I just played the trailer for you, PPP Post Pandemic Possibilities. And if you would like me to come with that film to your organization to help you bring back your employees in the most positive way as we return and try to focus on things that are not about all that we have lost, but all the opportunities we now have, because we've had this little pause to think about what really is important. And I know there's a lot of organizational change going on. That is actually my PhD. That's why I have the doctor, is a PhD in organizational psychology. And I'm happy to come and I do executive coaching, change management, and my favorite, valuing diversity. So you can contact me at drmarissa.life to do so. Also, I am inviting everybody for the last Saturday of the month to come to the beach in Long Beach to do balanced Tai Chi Gong. It's a moving meditation that promotes inner peace. It's by donation. I have a nonprofit called 8 Ways to Happiness, as well as a free Get Happy orientation on Zoom every last Friday of the month. So you have a date with me, you have breakfast with me, you get free downloads and audiobooks, and my Asian Oprah giveaways. I'm not get cars. You get a car, you get a car soon. We're going to hold that out there. Anybody in the IE own a car dealership would love to give cars out, but I do give tickets out, and my highest ticket giveaway was $20,000. So it's comparable to a car. All right, I'm going to play one of the Dr. Marissa Reporting Live hashtag on location for you to highlight a wonderful organization called High Hopes, and enjoy. This is the concert last night. Marienthal. Oh, I thought I edited
blowing
this
down
one.
the coast. And good afternoon. This is Dr. Marissa. You know me as the Asian Oprah, and I'm reporting live this afternoon in the beautiful Hyatt at Newport Beach with a gentleman whose organization is doing great things. And you know how I like to balance out all the bad news with good news, with what's good about people, what's good about organizations. So I'm going to let him introduce himself and tell me, why are we here?
Hi, I'm Mark Desmond, and we're here for the Eric Marienthal and Friends concert here at the Hyatt Regency Newport Beach. Every year, the jazz artists from around the country, around the world, depending on the year, come out and support High Hopes. We've been in existence for 45 years, and during these 45 years, we're the premier program helping people with traumatic brain injuries and strokes recover their lives. And it can happen to anybody at any age, and I've worked with thousands of people over the years, and very fortunate I have a great team of people that work with me. The jazz community comes out. This is just a fun evening, and it's for a good cause, and they get to hear all about High Hopes too.
Great. And tell me, why did this become important to you, High Hopes? And it's a great name, by the way.
Well, thank you. It was a side gig. I was doing other things, coaching and working with I was a teacher. And, this group came in to use the pool, some family members for people with brain injuries. And then I started working with them, and couldn't find any of my students to work with them, so I worked with them, and then one boy started walking, and the Today Show came out of his segment through Dr. Arlene's show. And one boy started walking that was supposed to walk.
Wow.
And I said, well, this is kind of fun. The lame walking, and people told that they weren't allowed to do things or couldn't do things, and been disproving it ever since. And that was a bunch of years ago.
Wow, that's a great true story. And I'm going to put this on my show tomorrow. I have a show on NBC News Radio. And how do people, obviously it's too late for them to come now to this particular event, but how can they support you and the work that High Hopes does?
Well, the big thing is they go to our website. You can Google High Hopes or High Hopes Injury Program and find out more about our organization. But it's more about them learning too how to protect themselves. You know, we get a lot of brain injured people, and we love helping them. but it'd be nice. When I started doing this, I really didn't want to do it this long. I really wanted to the point where, you know, people be cured, and I just go back doing what I was doing before.
Nope.
So it'd be nice if people didn't have brain injuries.
Yes.
We get veterans, we get all sorts of people.
Sports?
Sports.
Which one?
Anything. Most brain injuries by falls. And then the second is trauma from automobile accidents, motorcycle accidents,
Okay.
things like that. And then after that would be strokes, and then also crime-related injuries. People shot, police officers. I have one police officer who's injured on the job. And you know, it would be best if people didn't have them.
Right.
So I go do something else. It'd be so much better. So
And your website?
please take care of yourself. But if you do need, if everybody says it can't be done or this is all you'll ever be, don't believe it. As long as you're alive, you can accomplish amazing things. And you just got to do the right thing at the right time and get out there and see what happens.
Sounds great.
Don't
so
give
high
up.
hopes.
We don't give up on
Highhopes.com.
anybody.
Never give up.
Never give up.
All right. I do this at the end of every show. Peace in. Can you do it with me?
Oh yeah.
Peace in. Peace out.
Peace out.
World peace
Peace.
through inner peace. Yes. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
He was so awesome. He's the director of the organization High Hopes Brain Injury. This is the start.
Thank you, everybody. How are
Great
you doing
concert.
today? Welcome to our 23rd annual High Hopes Benefit Concert. We can't thank you enough for coming out here and supporting High Hopes. It's just, I can't believe it's been 24 years actually, but you know, we skipped one there.
There's Euge Brew. He's a friend of my sister, Keiko Matsui. Does a lot of stuff with her. He's so funny. That was for me. See me dance. Got a little press love there. Polly, have you ever seen me dance? Now you have. Eric is amazing. They're gonna auction off that shirt too. They raise a lot of money. I think we're into the millions, as they should, for the 23 years that they've been doing this. This is an annual thing.
At 25 and a little bit, 25.
Yep, here they go.
I've got 22 to get the 25 and a little bit. At 25, Mr. Rockefeller. Yes! I got 3,000. At 35 and a little bit, 35. I've got 35, now 4. At
That's for the
4,000,
shirt.
I have a 35, now 4. At 4,000, then a 4 to them up in a 4.
This is Dr. Marissa reporting live at the Hyatt Regency in Newport Beach. We just had a great, fabulous concert, and I have one of the musicians with me. He's no stranger to you, Rick Braun. It's so nice to see you.
Thank you, Dr. Marissa. It's
Yes.
great to be here talking to you in this very elegant lighting. Look
Yes,
at the
it
setting. It's
is. Yes,
gorgeous.
it is. And you know me as the Asian Oprah, and I bring you good news to balance out all the bad news. And people are doing great things. He did a fundraiser tonight
We did.
for
We did. High Hopes.
Hopes. And
Who's
you've
the
been
one on
doing
the
this for a
trumpet?
while.
Yeah, it's actually Eric Marienthal's cause, his charity, and I've done this many times, and it really does a wonderful thing. People who are victims of head trauma, serious head injury from car accidents, whatever. High Hopes is an organization that provides care and physical therapy and things like that for them in a very wonderful setting. So we're glad. I'm always glad to be a part of this event. It's a good event.
That's wonderful. Now, you've been playing for a while. How many years?
Many years. I started playing when I was 8, and I'm now 67. So that's a
Wow.
lot of years.
You use oil of Olay. You don't look 67.
I am. I just turned 67. Should I have lied? Did I just miss an opportunity? Did I say I meant 47? I just turned 47.
I always say I'm ageless.
There you
because,
go. 39 and holding.
There you
That's
go.
me.
There you go. So what advice do you give to musicians who are kind of bummed out right now because of all the loss that they had during the pandemic and getting back on the road? Any advice?
Well, you just got to keep going. You got to just perseverance, practice, try and get out and take advantage of all opportunities that come in front of you, and maximize the opportunities. Just be ready. Be ready when opportunity knocks, and don't give up. Really, just don't give up. Anybody can quit, and that's the easy way out. So just keep plugging away, and things will. Hard work. I always say this to my son, who's a basketball player. I said, actually, this is a quote I got from a songwriter named Danny Kaye, and he wrote some songs for Elvis and things like that. But his quote was, "The world's full of unfulfilled genius. There is no substitute for hard work." So keep working hard, and good things will happen.
And I always ask my guests, the last question is, to who or what are you most grateful for?
I'm grateful for my kids and my family, and I'm grateful to be healthy. I'm grateful just to be able to do what I love for a living. Not everybody gets to do that. And we were just speaking to those people who would love to be doing what they love for a living. So keep at it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you want to come in and say hi? This is one of the kids.
This is my daughter, Emma.
Emma.
Emma Braun.
Who's so cute. She's walking around going, "My dad's coming on."
To who or what are you grateful for?
My family.
Oh, good answer. Well, that matches your dad's. Well, this is something that I do at the end of the show. If you could make a peace sign for me. It's peace in, peace out, world peace, through inner peace.
There you go.
This is Dr. Marissa reporting live with Rick Braun and Emma Braun, reminding you to have the best day ever. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did putting that together and being part of that event. And I'm now going to go to their website so you can see the kind of work that they do. This is the High Hopes brain injury or head injury program. And if you go to High Hopes, I believe it's High Hopes this one is highhopes.ws. And the organization is a charitable nonprofit. And it is just a beautiful story. Started in 1975, one of a kind nonprofit charitable organization is dedicated to the rehabilitation and retaining of loved ones who have been devastated by traumatic head injuries. So if you know anybody who's had a head injury and are feeling hopeless, it is very well named as High Hopes. Conservatively, 1,600,000 head injuries are estimated to occur annually in the U.S. There are about 2,400 traumatic brain injuries in California alone. I had no idea how prevalent that was. On average, $7 million will be spent over a lifetime for the rehab and care of each survivor. Automobile, motorcycle, stroke, and sports-related incidents, as I spoke in that interview with the head of the organization. He pointed that out. I know that I've done shows on the concussion injury that you can get on my YouTube, but I think it's definitely something to spotlight, not to talk about the problem, but I am highlighting one of the solutions with this organization. For any individual, although head injuries range from mild to severe, more than 50,000 victims each year are left with severe physical or cognitive impairments. For any individual and family faced with the prospect of significant life-changing disabilities and lengthy rehabilitation, the task often feels overwhelming, to say the least. And so if you are anywhere in that spectrum where you know someone who is feeling hopeless about their stroke or head injury, this is definitely a great organization, High Hopes Head Injury Program, to contact to see if they can't help you as well. If you have been touched by it or want to just support it, there's a donations that you can give to them. There's a great little video here that's a promo of the work that they do that I wanted to show you as well.
We take things for granted. I don't think God did this to me, but I think He will help me with this.
I'd like you to close your eyes and just imagine what it'd be like if you couldn't walk anymore. If you couldn't stand anymore. If you can no longer dress yourself.
I met him last night.
It's so unbearable. It's absolutely devastating.
My name is Lulu. I've had 5 traumatic brain injuries over my lifetime, and I'm here at High Hopes to learn how to walk again and hopefully get soon.
High Hopes has completely changed my life, and there's no place I'd rather be, honestly, right now.
Hi, I'm Mark Desmond. Welcome to High Hopes. What's happening behind me, this is conditioning class. People learning how to walk again after years in a wheelchair.
those things that you really, really miss, but God brought me back, so it's okay.
It's our hope to recover either partially or fully.
Best record is 24 times. This is her second for today. All right, good job.
We try to teach everyone to be independent again. It might not be the same as it was before, but we're going to get you there as close as we can.
This is our 21st annual benefit concert. So look around and see the people that these concerts have been able to help. Just incredibly humbling and just so thankful that you've asked us to be part of it.
I'm asked God give me with the lottery so I can donate to the high hope, so I can help a lot of people like me. We have so much things to accomplish, but she's doing really good here at High Hopes. We're very blessed.
I was in a wheelchair when I first got here.
A year ago, you couldn't walk at all. Now you're walking around.
I'm walking and talking and I'm smiling.
Because of the advanced robotics equipment my husband has access to here at High Hopes, he was able to raise his right arm on his weak side all the way to the headboard of the bed for the first time in 4.5 years. So we're very thankful.
Fong had no use of this hand, and now because of using this piece of equipment, his hand now works.
You do not give up on anybody, and that is very, very important.
I've been in this wheelchair for a long time, and that's why I'm here, to walk again and get my strength back.
I'm just very grateful to really be here, and I hope to continue on learning and to doing more.
I was in a coma for 6 weeks, and then the physical therapist told me I would never be walking again. But then I came to High Hopes and proved them wrong.
Amazing. Please go and support High Hopes. You can sign up probably for next year's concert with Eric Marienthal. Thank you, Eric, for all that you do to raise funds for this very worthy organization. And Mark is amazing, and he was so great. He goes, "Oh, I know who you are," and it's absolutely my honor to highlight the work that you do. I got invited to do an on-location visit, which I'm sure I'll take advantage of. But in the meantime, I definitely wanted to bring his organization to you to spotlight it as one of the solutions for head injury recovery and a place that is definitely, I didn't give him, I should have, I forgot, the Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award, and that goes absolutely to High Hopes. And Mark Desmond, and Eric Marienthal, and Rick Braun, and all of the wonderful people who put that together. And to my media connections, Mikey, thanks for inviting me there. And then his friend, I believe it's, I'm going to get her name wrong, but I think it's Catherine Bennett. I'm so sorry if I got that wrong, but I asked him for the Instagram tag. Mikey, you're gonna have to get back to me. All right. And then my second and last highlight is this really great organization that I got to do on location with my New York news agency to cover, and it's close to my heart. It's AAPI Mental Health. Take a listen.
Hi everyone, my name is Katie Mitani, and I joined Changing Tides as a 17-year-old high school student back in 2018. Being a part by how much CT has grown over 4 short years. From our early efforts of simply initiating conversations around mental health, Changing Tides now offers a safe space where we can share more openly about mental health challenges in our community without the devastating fear of stigma or judgment. Coincidentally, this walk for suicide awareness is taking place on a somewhat historic date. It's now the 3-digit dialing code for crisis and suicide prevention. Just as an individual would dial 911 for medical emergencies, they can now dial 988 to speak to a crisis counselor if in mental distress or feeling suicidal. Kevin Koyanagi, Kevin Sasaki, Evan Nakashige, and so many others who have lost their lives to suicide. We also celebrate the ripple effect of hope, kindness, and the loving and supportive embrace of each and every one of you here today.
Good morning, this is Dr. Marissa reporting live. You know me as the Asian Oprah, and I'm here on location. I was actually introduced to Oprah as the Asian Oprah.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm at an AAPI Mental Health Walk fundraising event, and I just happened to not accidentally bump into a doctor who has a personal link to this particular event. If you could introduce yourself and tell me why you're here.
Sure, my name is Ned Sasaki, and I lost my son to bipolar disease back in January of this year.
And I'm very sorry for your loss, and I can't even imagine how that feels. He was bipolar. How old was he?
He was 23.
23. And what can you help people understand to minimize these things happening?
I think one of the things it starts with is just having tabletop conversations about these things. Creating an environment where the kids feel comfortable in approaching people that they have struggling with, whether it be depression or any kind of mental illness, and not carry a stigma with it. I know when I grew up, we didn't talk about these things.
Yes.
I think it's time for me to change. It's amazing to me how I've had conversations with people about my son. We have a website that tries to highlight the things that have happened with Kevin. We're very open about what happened with my son Kevin. And it's amazing to me how many people can relate, either personally because they've had loved ones that have either passed or are struggling with it. And it's all the way from teens to adults.
Yes. Yeah, I'm Chinese, in case I didn't explain that before, and I know that in our culture, I'm guessing that in Japanese culture too, this is a huge thing that we don't talk about.
Correct.
And that has got to change.
Correct.
And what is the website?
His is just Kevin Sasaki.
Okay.
Yeah.
.com?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I will
But if you
definitely
Google
be
his
looking
name,
at
it'll come up.
Kevin Sasaki.
Yes.
Well, have a great time at the event today.
Thank you.
Again, so I'm so glad that I got to talk to you, and thank you for being part of the solution.
Thank you for increasing people's awareness about this whole issue.
Absolutely. All right. This is what I do at the end of every show. Peace in, peace out.
Peace out.
World peace through inner peace. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So another great organization that provides solution, and this one's really close to my heart because as an Asian woman, as an Asian, I know how difficult talking about mental illness is. In fact, my personal experience, my niece, my cousin's daughter was interested in going into psychology, and she was told to not talk to me because it was not, this is some years ago, and hopefully it's changed. But at least in my family, the belief for many Asians is that psychology isn't even a science. It's not something, it's so deeply ingrained that you don't talk about it, that you leave it alone, that you don't address it. I know when I was on a speaking tour in China in 2010, it was just beginning to be okay to recognize psychology as a field. And unfortunately, people had to, there was like a mass of people who committed suicide and jumping off of some kind of a structure together. They were farmers, I believe, who felt like they were so hopeless that they couldn't do anything. And I'll probably get in trouble even talking about this because they tried to downplay it, that it's so difficult for Chinese, especially, and now this group is from the Japanese community in Little Tokyo service, that says it's something we have to talk about. And I have to tell you that gentleman, the doctor that I spoke to, Kevin's father, I did not ask to speak to anyone. I actually had 4 stories I had to cover that morning, and I was late trying to find this place, and I had to go, and I couldn't find the organizer to talk to get a soundbite. So I just turned to someone and asked him, you know, where is the organizer? And he was too far away. And I said, do you mind giving me a soundbite about why you're here? Not knowing that he was the father of one of the young men who committed suicide and was the reason why they put this mental health awareness walk together to honor the memory and to focus and to spotlight the absolute need for the AAPI community, Asian American and Pacific Islander community, to address and to focus and to help the stigma, to reduce the stigma, to eliminate the stigma. Because if we can't talk about what is going on in terms of mental illness, then we cannot come to solution. And that's why I am spotlighting this story. That's why it's close to my heart. That's why I was surprised, and at the same time, #accidental. It was not accidental that I picked this particular man, and he would be here talking to us, but he's a doctor and he has no time, and he does surgery. When I said 8 in the morning, he sort of laughed at me the same way he laughed around Asian Oprah to tell me that it was really not possible to come. So, but I did want to highlight the organization, his story, his broken heart around his son, 23, taking his own life. All 3 young men were from this community, and the walk and the organizers, these young women, young men who formed this organization called Changing Tides. I want to highlight them as well. Let's see if we can quickly share. I think we're running out of time. But I wanted to also highlight this organization because it's a program that is helping, that was the ripple effect. The walk is intended to be a moment of reflection and unity in memory of those we have lost by suicide. They just had this at the Jack Rose track. That's where the pictures are from. But you can go and still give. The purpose is to raise funds to support Changing Tides' effort in supporting mental health and suicide prevention in the AAPI community, raise awareness about opening discussion about suicide, bring the community together because it's all bigger than any one of us, and to do our part in reducing the high rate of suicide in the AAPI community and beyond. And suicide is the second leading cause of death among college students and the leading cause of death among Asian Americans age 15 to 24. I did not know that. So it is an area we can spotlight. We're not talking about the problem without a focus on solution. The Little Tokyo Service Center is doing a lot of different things. Their site, you can donate the changingtides.org. So please do go there. And I am, again, rewarding this organization with Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award. And that is it for today's show. I am glad that you are here for show number 740. And if you go to drmarissa.life and put in solution in the subject line, you will get an audiobook copy of this particular book, 8 Ways to Happiness from Wherever You Are, so you can claim your birthright to happiness, do the exercises inside the book, and I give you instructions in the audiobook as well, so that you, I promise, if you do all the exercises, you will never hate yourself the same way again. Thanks for tuning in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balance with Dr. Marissa, the morning show. We've got a lot of great shows coming up. We have 2 authors that my book editor, Karen Stuth, has set up, and we're going to be talking about all kinds of things, solution for you, for more hope and happiness, as well as 2 women who are granddaughters of the Holocaust. One is a granddaughter of the Auschwitz survivor, and she's also the CEO of the Holocaust Museum in Beverly Hills, as well as the granddaughter of a man who was sentenced to death in the Nuremberg trials. That show's coming up, as well as with Ron Klein and his wife Arlene, the inventor of the credit card magnetic strip. So keep it tuned here. Peace in, peace out, world peace through, inner peace. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live, reminding you to have the best day ever. See you tomorrow.